Now, starting with our blue player, the Greenskins, let's start with the infantry line. So, we have ChosenOne here. He's got some goblins. Looks like regular orc boys, the 8-peak loonies, and then we're going to have 4 savage orc biggins. So, pretty decent amount of infantry here. Always happy to see that. Windier the Greenskins, after all, is one of their great strengths. I'm going to see a little bit of archer power here in the form of 2 orc air boys. We got stone trolls. And then we also have the swamp things, so the trolls that cause terror. So these guys will be immune to terror, which should be pretty useful. And also, just, they look wonderful. I'm so happy to see them. You never see them. Other than that, we're going to be seeing a Night Goblin Shaman. He's going to be on foot with Wand of Jet, Vindictive Glare, and Sneaky Still. And then we have a Giant Ripper Troll Hag with Spirit Leech and Mither. The usual loadout on her. And then, last but never least, we have a Forest Goblin Spider Rider Archer and Grom the Paunch. He's going to have the Lucky Banner, Language of the Boys, and the Great Un is here. Just looking glorious. Alright, now, for the Vampire counts. We're going to have quite a cheap front line in the form of 5 zombies. We're going to have the Stearnsman Graveguard and another unit of regular old Graveguard back here too, for at least some infantry that can hold its own. Other than this, we do have a Corpse Cart in the center of that formation to boost melee defense and attack. And then we also have Black Knights with Fellbats on the right flank, and on the left flank we're going to see Black Knights with Fellbats once again, but also saw the Chillgeist for just a moment there. It looks like they're getting vanguarded in behind the Greenskin front line now. For the rest of this Vampire Count army, we do see 2 black coaches. Oh, gotta love it. We got 2 White Kings, both of them on horses with Scab Scrap. And then we have Heinrich Kemmler. Heinrich Kemmler's going to be bringing Krell, of course, the Lord of Undeath. He's got the Cloak of Mist and Shadows, Undeath Resurgent, Raised Dead, Invocation from the Heck now. Cloak of Mist and Shadows. That's pretty significant. Other than that, he has the Chaos Toonblade, and that rounds out both of our players' armies, so let's get to the fight at hand and see who comes out on top. Excuse me. That was a loud sneeze, and I hope I didn't blow out anybody's eardrum. Thank you, Legion. Alright, the battle has begun, and we have Forest Goblin Spider Riders coming out to poke at the Fellbats. Alright, Forest Goblin Spider Riders should be able to stay just ahead of the Black Knights. It looks like they're kind of getting caught in the rear a little bit, though. A couple models getting killed off and separated from the rest of their troop. You're going to see the Fellbats chasing down, but looks like they're going to abandon that chase now. Over here, Vindictive Glare hitting Heinrich Kemmler in the face and doing more than half damage. That was absolutely insanity. I'm not sure if it was overcast or what, but I feel like with that much damage it must have been. But then again, Heinrich Kemmler doesn't have a lot of armor, doesn't have a lot of HP. Alright, looks like the Black Coaches and the White Kings going right into the center with Heinrich Kemmler. The rest of the Vampire Count army hasn't really closed the gap yet, so it does worry me a little bit. They have the Chillgeist in the back line, though, to play, to harass the back lines if an opportunity arises, but none of the frontline infantry troops are engaged yet. However, it's not going to matter for this River Troll Hag, and it looks like the Vampire Hero Squad is just smashing down the Greenskin leadership that comes pouring in here, but Grom still doing okay. River Troll Hag should be okay with the, just retreating, regenerating, and she should regroup soon. Over here, the Chillgeist have dived into combat. Without the River Troll Hag Spirit Leech, they're not going to have a ton to deal with the Chillgeist, so we're going to have to see if she comes back or not. One thing I'm worried that the Vampire Counts may have an opportunity to do is when they retreat, just start chasing the Troll Hag, but it looks like the Troll Hag has just regained her leadership. So we'll see what happens now. But there goes that Spirit Leech, and there's a Mither on top of them too. So now suddenly the Chillgeist are in a very bad spot. They're very, very slow. Trying to pull out of combat isn't going to be very useful. They had that Spirit Leech on top of them, and man, oh man, that's some serious damage. But overall, Vampire count still looking like they're in an okay position. White King's doing all right. Krell is taking a lot of damage. Oh, 8-peak loons. Throwing out those loonies and smashing through a lot of zombie chaff and Graveguard. And there goes a Wah. So taking a higher level view of the battlefield, we can see here that these Forest Goblin Spider Riders almost finished off the Fellbats for good. We have some Savage Orc Biggins in the backline that are still full health. Looks like 2 of them that are full health. The 2 in the front lines are still around half health, so doing okay for themselves. And the infantry game here, I think, is what's going to be very difficult for the Vampire counts here, unless these Black Coaches and Cav get working quick. But one of the Black Coaches is crumbling right now, and it looks like Grom the Paunch is going to kill it off for good. I do not see it escaping from here. Oh, he had to stop and eat a big old turkey leg before he continued on. Scab's Wrath going through, but now we have the Trolls and some Savage Orc Biggins diving in to support Grom the Paunch. And that should be more than enough to help him survive that engagement. And then looking across the rest of the battlefield, you see the Swamp Things, still full health, immune to terror. And in this matchup, they can actually make sense because they don't have anything to shoot him down, which is the main benefit of Stone Trolls versus them. So I like that pick here, and it seems to be paying off as the balance of power is going towards the Greenskins slowly but surely. Over here, we have the Chillgeist diving into Grom the Paunch, but now Forest Goblin Spider Rider Archers diving in to help him out. And yeah, this is a very close game. I mean, the Greenskins still doing okay numerically, numbers-wise. When it comes to the Vampire counts, though, they still have both of their White Kings and Heinrich Kemmler. There goes a Spirit Leech on top of the Black Coach, though, and that's looking like it's on its last leg. Over here, we still have the Corpse Cart doing just fine for itself. But yeah, it looks like the last Black Coach may be going down here, and I think I missed the first one getting killed off, so my apologies for that. Stone Troll's beginning to waver. That Black Coach still just hanging on by a thread. Got 439 HP. Graydon is here, has been popped. Or I guess I shouldn't say popped. Has been activated because Grom is in combat nearby, but look at that. Stone Troll's just not feeling up for it. Got more infantry coming into the fray now. Savage Orcs pretty much just saturating this blob engagement. Black Coach still alive somehow. Grom the Paunch may be in some trouble. He needs to get out of here. Alright, looks like he's going to be able to pull out, and then his superior speed should keep him out in front of these White Kings. They only have 60 speed and he has 84, so can't see them catching him. Another loon going down. Gonna see the Forest Goblin Spider Riders coming in for another rear charge, but Black Knight's coming out to chase them off. But now, I don't know. We'll see what happens. We do have Stone Trolls coming back, regrouped. They have 8 models left, so plenty of room to heal up. Was curious to see if they had smashed into the Sternsman Graveguard. Looks like they're going right here for the Corpse Cart. Heinrich Kemmler is getting low on HP. And it's going to be a greenskin game unless the Vampires can get a pretty crazy hero snipe in here somewhere. But I think it's just going to be too hard for them to pull that off, considering the infantry advantage the greenskins have now. I mean, look. It's over 400 against less than 100. It's going to be really hard for these Vampire count leadership units to get anywhere. Heinrich Kemmler is gone. Army losses are kicking in, and we got a greenskin victory in round 1 of this best of 3 between ChosenOne and Chosen of the Norns. Oh, Iron Thunder. Guess that was checkmate because he's from the Czech Republic. Oh my god, that pun was... That was next level. That was an elite pun, sir. Good job. Now, great first game. I do stand by, I mean, I think really the vampires didn't engage in an orderly fashion the way they needed to. I mean, yeah, I mean, I didn't expect a Vindictive Glare to do that much to him, which I think was kind of crazy, but... sorry, so Vindictive Glare obviously did a ton of damage to him, but I think more importantly, it's just like these guys were up there by themselves for a while, and in the late game, that damage really stacked up. I mean, as you saw, Heinrich Himmler was getting close to his healing cap pretty early on in the battle there because that fat Vindictive Glare and then all the damage he took in combat up front. But they did get some good initial routes, but I think it was just kind of the vampires had a moment there where they could have, I think, pulled that away, but it was lost as soon as the River Troll Hag stopped routing. Like, really, they needed to keep that River Troll Hag killed, because the Chillgeist were in engagement with Savage Orcs, and I think I saw somewhere in the chat, too, pointing out it's not the best trade, but also, even more importantly than it's not the best trade, it's just there was a River Troll Hag, a very important hero unit, one of the only sources of magic damage in your opponent's army, and you have ethereal units, then you need to make a priority to get rid of that River Troll Hag, and I think he had the option to get rid of it, because the only thing the Greenskins had that could chase down the Chillgeist would be the Forest Goblin Spider Rider Archers and Grom. Neither of which I think would be able to, like, kill them outright before they were able to rout the giant River Troll Hag off the field. So I think that was a bit of a lost opportunity. Obviously easier to see from the third person point of view, and hindsight is 2020. But I do think that was a close game, and I think it was just lost when the vampire counts were unable to eliminate the Greenskin River Troll Hag like they had initially planned to. I mean, they got her routing, a ton of damage down on top of her, but just couldn't finish them off. However, the Night Goblin Shaman clearly went down very hard, but still got 959 points of value from that Vindictive Glare, which is awesome. Anyway, let's go ahead and get to the armies. And, oh crap, it's backwards now. Oh. Okay, it's not that big of a deal. Come on, HW, you can do it. All right, blue player is now going to be CNR. Blue faction. No. Yes. I'm confusing myself. And then we bring you guys down to Tomb Kings. Okay. Guys, don't ever do this. How dare they? I'm just kidding. It was my fault. I should have noticed and told them to switch. Alright, so for the Tomb Kings, we have 4 Skeleton Spearmen. Looks like we had some Skeleton Warriors. Yep, indeed we do. Tomb Guard with Halberds. 2 Ushapti Great Bows. We have 2 Skeleton Horseman Archers. 4 Nehikara Horsemen. We're also going to be seeing down here on the ground a Lich Priest of Death on foot. Going to have Spirit Leech. And this ability, its name I always forget. Nefaro Scrolls of Mighty Incantations. Very powerful buff to recharge rate and power reserves based on how many allies are within the radius. Now, over here we have a Skeleton Chariot, looking beautiful. And then we're going to be seeing Cetra the Imperator. Oh, just kidding. I got ahead of myself. It's just a Tomb King. He's going to have the Scorpion Armor for that 22% ward save once he goes below 50% HP. And that will be it, folks. So, have some tools here to deal with this very elite small high elf army, but will it be enough? So, time to see what the Wood Elves have brought, and it looks like we're going to have 4 Hawk Riders up in the air. Down on the ground, we are going to be seeing some Dryads. It looks like I have 2 of them. Now, over here, we're going to be seeing the Lost Sylvan Knights. And then back here, the only unit that does not have Vanguard, the Winterheart Guard. These guys are unbreakable, and yeah, going to be kind of the bastion that holds this Wood Elf army together, I imagine, along with Orion and Ariel. Maybe they'll just stay in reserves the entire fight until the very end and come out. Now, for the leadership here, you did hear the husband and wife duo. Ariel going to be bringing Berry Wine, Acorn of the Oak of Ages. Also going to be seeing Soul Stealer. And what in the hell is this? Dart of Doom. Other than that, we have Apotheosis. And Orion is going to be bringing the Hounds of Orion, Hawk's Talon, his usual kit. So, time to go ahead and get a higher level view of the battle here. The Tomb Kings recognizing what is up. I mean, obviously both players have seen each other's builds at this point. My daughter is trying to break into my office, as you can hear in the background. Oh, score and flags. Thank you. Why did they go backwards? Blue flag is China. Crap. Red flag. You know what? I shouldn't have done this right now. I'll resize them in a moment. So over here, Hawk Riders coming in, and you're going to see that the Ushapti Great Bows having a good time against them, but the trade's honestly not that crazy good. However, over here, one of them I did indeed miss, and these Hawk Riders have taken quite a lot of damage. It looks like they've even had some significant model kills, since there are 5 of them dead at this point. However, Apotheosis doing wonders for them, and they should be able to come back and be relatively combat effective. Alright, Skeleton Horse Archers and Ushapti Great Bows are just over here firing away. Oh, a big fat Soul Stealer going down on top of this blob of Ushapti Great Bows, and that is going to hurt bad, bad, bad. Over here, Spirit Leech going down on top of the Hawk Riders. Acorn of the Oak of Ancients going down. Rather unorthodox approach from the Wood Elves, but we will see if it works out. Right now, the Tomb King and the Skeleton Chariot doing their best to eliminate these Dryads. That's what they need to be doing. That's the only thing they can focus on right now, and that's what they should be eliminating. So I like the prioritization here from the Tomb Kings, but I don't know. It's just Orion and Ariel are so scary, so tanky, and the Tomb Kings just really don't have much in the way of magic damage. And the List Priest of Death, as you can see, has been sniped by the Hawk Riders. They're very, very good at that, especially against lowly armored or low armored units like casters. And so right there, you're going to see the Wood Elves immediately hamstring the Tomb Kings in quite a significant way. You know, those Spirit Leeches are absolutely vital against the Lost Sylvan Knights, but now they don't have them. So time will tell, and obviously anything can happen at this stage of the battle, but I would say the Wood Elves getting a pretty early lead here, and we'll see if they can ride it to victory. Alright, another Soul Stealer. Looked like it went down there. Tomb King's doing something I like. You can see they're actually kind of pulling back and redressing their lines, just leaving some units up here engaged, wearing down the Wood Elf forces, while the rest of them pull back, stay rested, keep a strong binding, and prepare for a second engagement. They do have the numerical advantage here by quite a wide margin. So I think it's important that they don't, bunch up all at once and get punished with the Hawk's Talons and all these other things. And look at that, a nice dodge by the Skeleton Warriors getting away from that Hawk's Talon. 2 Hawk Riders, very low health. One of the Hawk Riders is still routing right now, very, very tattered. Skeleton Chariots, unfortunately, getting caught out there in the open by the Lost Sylvan Knights. That's going to be the end of their days. These Dryads just barely regrouping, the other one's just below half health, and now the Winter Heart Guard has come into combat, but look at this. A beautiful rear charge coming in from Nehekar Horsemen, and they're unbreakable, so obviously they're not going to rout, but rear charge is still going to be super nice. They don't have the best armor, and Nehekar Horsemen are absolutely wonderful against lightly armored infantry. Hawk Riders diving in, pinning the Nayakara Horsemen in place, allowing the Lost Sylvan Knights to come in, crashing into their rear, and these guys are going down quick. We have Skeleton Spearmen coming in to support, so that may help. But yeah, this is looking rough for the Tomb Kings right now. They're just not eliminating units as quickly as they need to. I mean, Hawk Riders are out of ammunition, so that's good news, but they've already taken care of the units that I think were on their priority list. Nayakara Horsemen, though, coming in for a nice rear charge here, hitting the Hawk Riders and the Lost Sylvan Knights. And the Lost Sylvan Knights, you know, at this point, you can see their healing cap. They've been doing tons of work, but slowly but surely, the Tomb Kings have been dragging them down. So maybe right now we're going to be seeing all these Hawk Riders diving in to combat against the Skeleton Horse Archers. Here comes another Hawk's Talon. Oh, is it going to do friendly fire? It does. It actually hits the Lost Sylvan Knights, doing a bit of damage. You got to keep in mind their ethereal status makes even Assyrian Doom a dangerous thing to be hitting them. So you got to watch out for that friendly fire. Over here, Nayakara Horsemen wheeling around, looking like they're trying to come in from another angle here to get in the engagements. Orion and Ariel still quite healthy. Orion not looking the best, but the Tomb King clearly looking worse. Looks like we're going to see Apotheosis going down on top of the Lost Sylvan Knights. There goes a Terror Route on top of the Hawk Riders. Tomb Kings may have a chance here to eliminate the Wood Elves, you know, just chaff. I mean, how many units are left on the field? Less than 100 for the Wood Elves. Now, this is where the Tomb Kings may have a chance. I think it's going to be rough, but if the Tomb King can work with his infantry and eliminate the remainder of these Wood Elf units, and then, you know, the Hawk Riders I just don't think are going to be able to withstand terror, then maybe they can isolate the heroes and drag them down over time. But, I mean, it's just seeming like a very unlikely scenario at this point. Wood Elf's balance of power is going strongly in their favor. Winterheart Guard have 3 models, but those damn unbreakable Wood Elves mean they're going to fight to the bitter end. Nayakara Horsemen coming back now. We see Skeleton Spearmen coming up here, almost looking like they're trying to create a wall, a barrier, to allow the Tomb King to regroup with all of this infantry. Alright, Wood Elves losing another Hawk Rider off the edge of the map. The other two, very tattered. The two Dryads, I don't know if they're going to be coming back with how little HP they have. And over here, Tomb King is attacking Ariel. You Shopti summon, though. That's the thing I forgot about. Can't forget about 2 Shopti summon. But here comes a Soul Stealer. Oh, no! And that Soul Stealer might finish it. Ouch. Because that's going to heal up Ariel so much. And like the balance of power you saw, it started going much more even. But then that Soul Stealer came in and just wiped out the chances for the Tomb Kings. Vicious Soul Stealer to seal off the fate of the Tomb Kings right there is the last play of the game. Now, who doesn't love seeing a gigantic Czech flag and a tiny Chinese? I'm sorry, guys. It does that because they're different formats. And now I look up there and I see that one flag is much bigger than the other. So let's fix that. Over here, you guys go that way. Okay, but flags aside, very good game to both players. I mean, they both knew what they were going up against, and I don't know. I'm trying to think like what could have been done differently there. Hey, Compy44, thank you so much for the follow. Oh, Hirabet gifting 10 subscriptions. Thank you so much, man. That is so kind of you. Yeah, my thing with the Wood Elves is, yeah, I enjoyed them more when they felt more niche. Absolutely. But everybody, give Harabek some love. That's so, so kind of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, my friend. But yeah, going back to this battle here, ugh, that was a painful game to play, I'm sure, for ChosenOne. Like, I can see the struggle against a build like this. Hawk Riders, while they're squishy, up in the air, they seem very adept at just, like, surviving missile fire for an absurd amount of time. And more importantly, they just snipe down casters so quickly. And as you saw, Lost Sylvan Knights without Spirit Leeches on top of them is just a recipe for so much value. I mean, they didn't pay for themselves technically, but they paid for themselves, you know? Ariel, 3,000 gold worth of damage on top of her, not to mention her healing. Orion doing work. I mean, I'm inclined to agree with people, and I want to be very clear. I don't say this against Chosen on the Norns, because, you know, he is playing this for a prize pool of $600 or $640 now, since I added $10 gift cards to the 5th through 8th place positions to make it worth their while, at least somewhat. Anyways, yeah, to me, it just seems like the Wood Elves after the recent patch, like, there needs to be some nerfs, because I don't like seeing them as, like, a big blob faction, especially if there's no tree involved. Like, if it's a bunch of tree men and treekin, I can suspend my, you know, my dislike of blobs. Just be like, hey, they're trees. Okay, I forgive a tank build involving trees. But when it's just, like, 2 heroes and flying, yeah, it kind of removes some of their flavor, in my opinion. But that is not the player's fault. This is him playing competitively, bringing a very good build, and executing well. I mean, he could have lost that, no doubt, and he played it well. So we got to give credit to the players for their execution of the builds, whether we like the style or not. And ODM ChosenOne over here, I liked his build a lot. I'm trying to think of what could have been done differently, and I think, yeah, I don't know. Like, maybe just parking the skeleton horse archers on top of the Lich Priest to try to, like, negate some of the incoming damage from the Hawk Riders, and then keep your formation a bit more spread out. Like, I don't know why you want to blob so much against this small of a high elf army. If they deploy 323 units, then you go wide. You outnumber them 3-1 in this army, literally. Just don't deploy in such a position to where Soul Stealer can have such dramatic effects so consistently across the battlefield. If he would have split up his army more, I think it would have worked out so much better for him. And then the main thing there, he needed to protect the Lich Priest as long as he could to get as many Spirit Leeches off on top of the Lost Sylvan Knights as possible. But great game, and let's see what happens in round 3. Updating that scoreboard now to 1-1, and here comes the next map, which is going to be Oakenhammer. My daughter is chewing me out for locking her out of the room. Do you hear her? She's chewing me out. So mad that I'm not letting her watch this Skaven battle because it's her favorite faction. Yeah. The Halfling DLC pre-order races hit my office. Well, okay, guys, hopefully we don't have to deal with the sound for too long, but let's get to the armies. Now, starting with Han Chosen on the Norns, because we're right back to the beginning. Going to have Skaven Slave Spears, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Gonna have ourselves a couple Poison Wind Galabadiers. We do see Warp Grinders, a healthy number of Rat Ogres, 1, 2, and 3. We're also going to see Clanrat Spears with shields, and the Blight Scabs Plague Pack Plague Monk Sensor Bearers. Now that's a mouthful. Now, where did their army go? Okay, Now, for the artillery, we have 2 units of Plague Claw catapults. And then we're going to have a Plague Priest, an Assassin, and Deathmaster Snitch. The Plague Priest will have... what do we got here? Vermintide and Plague. Oh, the Vortex. Interesting. Also have an Assassin here with Assassin's Trophy, Rival High Talisman, and Slippery. And then Deathmaster Snitch is going to be bringing Deathmaster Sigil, Slippery, and the Cloak of Shadows for pretty significant melee defense and leadership debuff in a 40-meter radius. Now, going to the other side in red, we have the Bretonnians. Starting with the Peasants, we have Spearmen at Arms, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 on either flank. We have 3 Peasant Mob in the center, and then we have a whole lot of Cav. Going to be seeing here Knights Errant, 1, 2, 3, and 3 Knights Errant. Then we have Knights of the Realm, 1, 2, and I think 3 of them. We're also going to be seeing the Knights of the Lion-Hearted deployed here in the forest. And they're going to be with the Hero Squad. So a very big Cav, cheap infantry Bretonnian army. We're going to have a Paladin here. Looks like one of them will have Guardian, the other will not because of the new rule. We also have a Fey Enchantress, not a Fey Enchantress, the Fey Enchantress. What am I saying? We have Chalice of Potions, along with Arcane Conduit, Earthblood, Awakening of the Wood, and Mist of the Lady. Okay, yeah, you look resplendent, Mr. Knight. Don't let it go to your head. Also, Bretonnians have some sneaky Vanguard shenanigans, which I forgot to mention. However, one of these sneaky Vanguard shenanigans is not hidden. Going to be 3 mounted yeomen included. The Wardens of Montfort with their poison arrows.
One of the knights shoved me into the mud. I am not worthy.
Did you hear that? I have never heard that. One of the knights shoved me into the mud. I am not worthy. That was the most depressing audio I've heard from a peasant in my life. Oh my god. A knight shoved me into the mud. I'm not worthy. God bless this game. Alright, Skaven going for defensive posture here, relying on their Plague Claw catapults to force the enemy to them. Immediately going to be hitting some peasant mob with them blobs of goop. And all of the Bretonnian Cav is now going hard left flank into the forest. We have the Fae, both of her paladins, 4 knights, and counting, all just pushing through that forest. Lord Dea, welcome, welcome. Poison Wind Globes getting a little volley off as the Mounted Yeomen retreat, and looks like the Mounted Yeomen getting the worst of that trade there. As you can see, 2 of them losing about a fifth of their health. Plague Claw catapults continue to fire away, targeting the Spearmen instead of the Peasant Mob now. These guys are worth 250 instead of 100, so I like that change up in targeting. These guys also pose a threat to Rat Ogres, whereas Peasant Mob pose a threat to no one. Alright. Looks like Bretonnia is going to be trying to play this patiently. Continue just shooting down Plague Claw catapults. Looks like one of the models has been destroyed. And if Bretonnia can successfully eliminate the Plague Claw catapults, got to remember that's 1,800 gold worth of value. So, and it also removes the, initiative from the Skaven's side of the battlefield. Right now, Skaven have all the initiative in their court as they continue to just pummel Bretonian infantry from long range. I would honestly turn the plate claw catapults towards the mounted yeomen and shoot them, but that is just me. Alright, mounted yeomen now targeting some rat ogres, getting some good damage done in here. Do you think the Skaven could help counter some of this by just like pushing out a little further with infantry to screen? And Skaven just going to continue to slowly rack up value, but so far all of the value has been on top of cheap infantry units. Over here, oh no, the Skaven making a big mistake. It looks like wolf rats that I missed at some point who were Vanguard deployed have been caught in the ocean, out in the open, and they're going to get routed right off the map, even if they can even make it there. They're taking a ton of damage. So a nice pickup for Bretonia, and the balance of power even going to go slightly in their favor after that play. There they go, Plague Claw turning around and targeting the the Knights of the Lion-Hearted. Now this is where they can start raking up some actual value. Over here, mounted yeomen continue to fire away, and they're just chipping away at the health of these Skaven units. But Poison Wind Globadier is being thrown in, and every single one of those that connects with them just drags out a significant amount of health with that damage over time effect. Going to see some peasant mob knocked down, but getting back up after being hit by that artillery. Yeah, he's trying to plague the he's trying to dodge the plate claw catapults. You'll see it every now and then. They'll like turn around or push forward, and that's because if you time it well enough, you can actually dodge those shots with infantry. Yeah, he's trying to force ammo out into all of his infantry as his infantry is running forward. That way, once the cavalry comes out of the forest, they don't have to worry about it. But so far, the fire discipline has been pretty good from the Skaven, and they still have plenty of ammunition, like over half ammunition left on the plate claw catapults. And there they go. Now, this is what I think they should have been doing the whole time. Shooting these guys is going to be much more valuable than the peasants. But I suppose weakening up these spearmen at arms is going to be paying off in the long run, as they will be important chaff units for the Empire Knights. Ooh, and the plate claw hitting them from this angle, doing a ton of damage. That time they tried to turn around, but not doing it in time to get a good dodge. Yeah, I mean, the Skaven starting to lose the balance of power the longer this game goes on. They're expending ammunition. They've also taken some, pretty key damage on some units. And lost the wolf rats, let's not forget that. But they're starting to dish out some good damage in return, especially the mounted yeomen. Over here, Cav, we have the 3 Knights Errant pushing on the right flank, and now the plate claw catapult is targeting them. So far, 2 throws and 2 misses. Oh, and another miss. Alright, that one was not a miss, and it's going to kill off some knights. That was a miss. Over here, it does look like these guys got hit with poisoned wind globes. And the Skaven just remaining patient and sitting here in the pocket. Bretonnians are coming out now with their cav, and it looks like they're getting ready to start closing in around the Skaven army. And I mean, as you can see, there's forces from Bretonnia pretty much at every angle just getting ready to push in. And I like the coordination. Everybody is kind of getting here at the same time. All the peasant mob are converging, and I think the timing here is looking good for the Bretonnians. So if they coordinate this attack well, they could potentially break through this Skaven line. But I think the Skaven blob power here may be pretty powerful, so we'll see what happens. Oh, nice, the Lionhearted. Already down to half health, 32 models. Awakening of the Wood going down here. And we have Knights diving into Clan Rat Spears. Blight Scab's Plague Pack diving into combat too, but they are already down to half health. Oh, Blight Scab's Plague Pack getting hit with the Chalice of Potions. The Bretonnian Cab taking some serious damage too, and they're actually retreating as they pull out of combat. Oh man, Poison Wind Globadiers is doing so much work. Over here, Bretonnians trying to dive in again, but you know, so far a lot of the engagements they've gotten into haven't gone their way. Balance of power is right back to dead even now. Oh, and here comes the Vortex. Gonna be doing some good damage to the Knights of the Realm. Doesn't look like it was placed maybe the best it could have been placed, but still doing some good work. Over here, we do see the Seismic Snare and the the Warp Quake going down. The Skaven leadership team just slaughtering cavalry units as they come in. Deathmaster Snitch and the Assassin. And the Bretonnians have just started melting away as soon as they dove into combat here. It's truly a crazy thing to see. They were looking so strong there as they came into combat, but then so many of them just started getting melted once they got here. But now it looks like it may be turning the other way once again. I mean, as the Bretonnians get some really solid routes over here. Seismic Snare has been popped this time, though. And some of these Knights were caught in it, but I don't know. Balance of power still favoring the Skaven quite significantly. Poison Wind Globes are still quite healthy, and that's the big problem. They have a lot of ammunition, they're healthy, and that's just dragging these Bretonnian Knights down. And now that they're running, there's a chance maybe the Skaven can peel off some Rat Ogres and keep them routing, but it's kind of a risk considering, you know, Rat Ogres getting separated from the rest of their army are easily isolated and routed. So over here, though, it looks like the Rat Ogres and the rest of the Skaven choosing to remain in the blob formation, which I think is the right decision. And there they go, just eliminating more cavalry, shattering that unit. And Bretonnia is on its heels. Or on their heels. Some players don't like the wedge formation, H45, so don't always see it for Bretonnian players. Yeah, it was a comment of Cassandora, but it's the bound ability that the Fae has, so it's called the Chalice of Potions, Saint Luck. And there goes some more some more Skaven off the map. The Wardens of Mantfort are now shooting into the Skaven mix. Bretonnia still has the mobility advantage. I mean, there was never really a question there, but I mean, just look at their heavy cav units. Knights Errant, Knights of the Realm, Knights of the Lionhearted, everybody is on their last leg, but getting a nice pickup here, routing those Poison Wind Globadiers off the map. Alright, Bretonia once again kind of surrounding the Skaven formation, and they have finished routing off all of the units I think they can. Have some Skaven slave spears back here routing off some peasant mob, but be surprised if the Bretonians go that far to kill them. Yeah, this unit of poison globes being here, I think, is what really is making the Bretonians' chances here really slim, in my opinion. Because it just takes, you know, another 2 volleys of these and you can drag these knights down out of existence. And it looks like they may even get a volley off here. And if they do... Oh, okay, they're running. Oh... Still got on top of one of them. He could, but I think the big concern about diving in on the Poison Wind Globadiers is they're still a warp grinder. Like, this Skaven army, don't be deceived, it still has a ton of utility. It has these guys to pressure from afar, has the warp grinders to net units in place, has Rat Ogres to punish the heavy cav when they're pinned in place because they have armor piercing, has Skaven, Clanrat, Chaffin, has 3 heroes to kill models. And over here, look at this, we're going to be seeing the Paladin dive into combat, Deathmaster Sigil on top of him. But look at that, we're seeing a rout. Poison Wind Globadiers are wavering. Skaven Slave Spears are routing. Paladin is still alive, and oh! Another Chalice of Potions going down, and that making the Warp Grinders rout too. Could the Bretonians be bringing this back, ladies and gentlemen? Look at this, the balance of power going more towards even. Over here, we see that plague going down on top of the Bretonian forces, but doesn't look like it was able to catch too many Bretonian knights in it, as they had already successfully kind of pulled through to the other end, where they're on top of some Rat Ogres, and these Rat Ogres are wavering, potentially going to rout, and balance power is back to dead even, chat. Over here, we see the Paladin running away, not taking much damage in spite of being in combat for a prolonged period of time. Going to be seeing that Deathmaster Snitch and these Rat Ogres and the Assassin are trying to chase down the Bretonians as much as they can, but Bretonians right now doing a good job, I think, focusing on just routing off the Skaven units they've been able to. Over here, Warp Grinders need to get chased. Looks like they're sending some mounted yeomen after them, I would hope. These guys you do not want coming back into the fight. Over here, you're going to be seeing that the Rat Ogres trying to turn around, get away from the Bretonian Knights. Will they be able to? Running back towards their own infantry, the Bretonians are hot on their tail. Clan Rats turning around to charge into the Bretonian Knights, allowing the Rat Ogres to escape, and the Bretonian Knights are even going to call off the chase after that. Balance of power is back in favor of the Bretonians once again, chat. The Fae is no joke in multiplayer either, Saint Luck. Warp Grinders eliminated, Poison Wind Globes eliminated, Bretonia somehow bringing themselves right back into this fight. It ain't over yet, no doubt about that, but with the cav they have left and the lack of Poison Wind Globes on the field, they may just be able to do it. Alright. Spearmen at Arms getting charged by the Skaven horde. They are going to shatter before the Knights can get close to them. Looks like we have a Skaven... Oh, a Clan Rat summon coming in. Hitting some of these Knights. Looks like not going to be able to catch too many of them. Deathmaster Snitch on top of some Knights Errant that were stuck in combat there. The last of the Rat Ogres is beginning to rout, though. Man, this is a close fight. At the end of the day, it may be Deathmaster Snitch and an Assassin against the Fae and a Paladin. Oh, and they also still have the Plague Priest, though. Gotta remember that. And I just don't know who's going to take this. Holy hell. Britonia going to continue flex that mobility power and continue routing off units as they can. Holy hell. This game has been quite epic, coming up on the 20-minute mark, ladies and gentlemen. Knights diving into the Skaven Hero Squad. Deathmaster Sigil has been popped on top of the Paladin. Not sure if he's just trying to buy himself some time or not. Fae Enchantress coming in, getting some nasty damage in, actually. Clan Rat Summon coming in once again, though, trying to counteract that. Deathmaster Snitch going after the Paladin. Getting some good damage in, but now he's turning around and attacking Knights. Oh, now he's changed his targeting again to the Paladin, getting a nice hit in the back. More Bretonian Cav coming back into the fray. Big hit from the Fae Enchantress. Bretonia trying to get it done. There goes a shatter on the Knights of the Lionhearted. Paladin getting a big charge down on top of Deathmaster Snitch, but now the Assassin is in on top of him too. Paladin taking some big damage. Fae Enchantress diving into combat. The Paladin is wavering. And here we have the Knights Errant in combat as well. Oh my god, the Skaven getting some very key shatters and routes right now. Balance of power going back towards even. This is absolute madness, chat. Alright, Bretonia has to stay in combat until they get those multi-entities back into combat. Over here, Deathmaster Snitch coming after the Fae Enchantress. Oh, Fae Enchantress smacking him good, though. And in comes the Bretonian Cavalry to support. What can be done here? Slippery has been popped on top of Deathmaster Snitch. But he is wavering and routing, and that's going to be it, chat. It looks like ChosenOne is going to defeat Chosen of the Norns in a very narrow victory after a wonderful best of 3 between these two fine players. And I mean, talk about a close game. Holy hell. Yeah, that game was crazy. Yep. That was crazy. Great games to both players. I mean, the Poison Wind Globadiers is getting so much value. Blade Call Catapult's doing okay for themselves. I mean, beautiful game. Fae Enchantress for the win. Some of the Knights and the Mounted Yeoman getting some good value too. But yeah, I mean, all in all, great series. Congratulations to ODM ChosenOne for a very well-deserved victory. And wow, would you look at that? They're both gone already. Let's shoot Falcon and Invite, as well as Alfredino.